Yo, nigga, you there?
What type of video you want to do?
Depends what topics you're even fucking open to. You want to do abortion?
Yeah, I'm pro-life.
Yeah, sure. I'll just like fucking take pro-choice.
Yeah, let me just get the argument.
Yeah, sure. Go get your argument.
Mhm. Okay. Sec, let me just put this in the data. Oh, okay.
Hi.
Brush it up.
Boy.
Or
Yo, hello, I put the argument in general, bro.
wait, that rizzhan.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, so basically you're just reasoning it's just that therefore because it's a person it's wrong to kill them, right?
Did you say?
Yeah, I said inherently your reason is just that because it's later to be a person or destined to be a person, it's just wrong, right? Yes or no? Answer the question.
It's prima facie wrong because it's a counterfactual person.
Wait, what'd you say? Hold on.
So
Fucking
it's
say the last
prima
part.
facie wrong because it's a counterfactual person.
So, okay, it's you say counterfactual. It counts as a person. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Counterfactual person.
A counterfactual person. Can you go ahead and define what that is real quick?
Definition is literally in the argument. What the hell?
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's at a later time. Alright, yeah, sure. As I literally just said, you said is it is, right? I'm asking you to define the term because I just want to see if there was a backtrack, you know? Anyways, because
Okay, bro.
why would it still be trying to kill them if they're later to be destined as like a counterfactual person? Why
What'd you say?
why would it still be wrong in the first place, even if it is destined to be a counterfactual person? That was literally what I just said, and then you said because
Yeah,
they're
okay.
bound to be a
Yeah,
no,
because
I ain't done yet. I
yeah,
ain't
you
done
can
yet.
go
Shut
on
up.
then.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that because you said they're destined to be a counterfactual person, I asked you why would it be wrong to kill them if they're a counterfactual person, considering it's just implicit within that. You said because they're a counterfactual person. That's literally
Not
just
what
one
I
fucking
said. You
sentence.
asked me to define. You asked me to define what. You asked me to define why it would be prima facie wrong. Um, and then I
No, that
told you the reason why it's prima facie wrong is called they're a counterfactual person.
no. I asked you why would it be wrong. I didn't ask you to define any fucking term. I asked you why it would
No,
be
yeah,
wrong.
that's what I just said. I said that you asked me. You asked
No,
me
no,
why it
no,
would be
no, no,
prima
no,
facie
no, no,
wrong.
no, no,
I said
no, no.
because they're a
So,
counterfactual person.
okay, you aren't tracking. So obviously, defining something would be giving you a clarification on why that is right, and then you just fucking repeat it. I asked you, ready? Huh? Because my main argumentation is the reason why it's just fucking circular, right? I asked you why would it be wrong based on the account of it killing a fucking counterfactual person, right? You said, oh,
If you're
because
asking, you're asking. Okay, so
yeah,
if you're
you
asking
aren't, you,
why
no, no,
it's
no, no,
wrong based on
you
the
aren't.
account of it being a counterfactual person, then I can obviously give the justification for that. But I already told you that the reason why it's prima facie wrong is because it's a counterfactual person, irregardless of the fact of whether we're talking about it being whether we're talking about it indexed to the counterfactual person in the first place. But if you want the independent list of reasons for why it's prima facie wrong to kill a counterfactual person, um, given that it's a counterfactual person, then I can give those reasons. Like I don't know why you're doing this. I can just go into the reasons.
Okay, then go ahead instead of repeating yourself. Oh my gosh, bro, this is horrible.
So
Go on.
the reasons why it's prima facie wrong to kill a counterfactual person is because of the deprivationist account of harm. A player list about harm. So I believe there's multiple ways that I think can be harmed, but one of the ways that I think can be harmed is a deprivation. And a lot of the times, the reason why we say that actions are wrong is because deprivation. Now, what we're doing now by depriving the fetus of a future is that we're stopping it from having morally valuable experiences, and we're stopping it from having valuable things like consciousness and personhood, which under a deprivationist account of harm would be wrong.
Okay, so let's say for example, right? We have a like human being, right?
Go,
Nigga, shut the
Seiba!
fuck up!
Seiba, my goal! Seiba, my goal! Win for me, bro!
Holy shit! Someone mute this nigga! Oh my gosh! Shut the fuck up! Fucking corny ass loud mic, corny ass fucking loud mic shit. Anyways, so what if within the framework which you already presented? Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, so ignoring waffles in the corner here. Back with what you presented as like the argumentation or the
Paw
framework, which
Patrol,
like
Paw
has the
Patrol will be there on the double.
so.
Shut the fuck
Okay, okay. Yo, can we get a mute on these niggas, please? Like, mute that nigga Wolf. Server mute. Anyways, now speaking, so within the framework of the argumentation, what if we were to have, say for an example, like, a random country called Uranus, right? So what if the country is called Uranus, the society built off the norms of like, say for an example, that it's mentally beneficial, or rather their mental state is just that, say for example, like killing these people would be, beneficial for them, this and that, it isn't necessarily saying it's wrong in that case. So what if it's just right in that case? What would be your response to that?
It, I don't think that things are right based on whether the society thinks that it's beneficial. I think that things are right whether they are actually beneficial. So a society might think that a certain action or doing a certain thing is beneficial, but they might be wrong about it because we obviously know that societal intuitions are not always truth tracking. What's truth tracking might be independent of those societal intuitions. So just because a society thinks that doing something is right doesn't mean that thing is actually right.
Okay, sure. Obviously, you didn't track what I said. I said because it's actually beneficial for the people with involved. So obviously, I would be taking some form
So
of
the
utility.
society thinks it's
Oh
beneficial.
my gosh! Stop cutting me off, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, speaking back from what I was saying, obviously, I'd be taking some form of utilitarianistic stance, which would just be, say, for example, like an idealist position, which fulfills the fucking stance which it holds, which is beneficial for the people involved, right? So when we say what's beneficial for the society, it depends what the society is built upon. Their society is not like obviously what they follow, and what helps them, right? So a society is going to be beneficial, and they go off something like a idealist position. I think it's just analytically fulfilled and synthetically fulfilled from what's being presented here. So if that's the case, what your refutation was, saying it's not exactly true tracking, it wouldn't provide that, it isn't the case that everything that society thinks would be beneficial for them in that way, but it's beneficial within this certain way, which I've already provided. The society would be working under that. What would be your
How would it be
refutation towards
beneficial?
if this is the case? Why
How would it
wouldn't
be
it be beneficial?
beneficial?
What'd you say?
How would it be beneficial?
I already provided that reason. Are you fucking tracking? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me help you
What's the
track again.
reason?
Yeah, I just provided the reason. I'm now gonna repeat it for you so you can better track my argumentation. You low IQ gremlin, okay? I'm saying
Okay.
because in a utilitaristic stance, which was an idealist position,
Not
which is
very nice.
It's
beneficial.
utilitarianism, and also that's
Yo,
not how utilitarianism works.
no, 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 no. You're not. Yeah, there's different types of utilitaristic stance, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
No, but they
Anyways,
all agree on one thing. They all agree on one thesis. Like they might have other theses, but they all commonly agree on one
what's the
thesis, which makes a
thesis? What's
utilitarianism.
what's the thesis?
Uh,
Go ahead.
Okay, so they believe in global maximization of utility. So they'd say something like, an action is right if and only if the action globally maximizes utility. And then they'd have different nuances on what actions maximize utility or how we determine what actions maximize utility, but they agree on the basic thesis of that.
Okay, okay, sure. We can grab that to specific types of utilitarianism, right? What I'm mainly talking about is mainly the beneficial part of the idealist position. I literally mentioned the idealist position. Instead of you cut me
Well, what do
off,
you think the idealist position is?
instead of you cut me off, I'm gonna
I
continue what
asked
I'm
the
saying.
question.
Yeah, what's the question? And then I can answer that instead of you fucking cut me off, so I can
Yeah, I
continue.
didn't cut you off. That was the question. What the hell?
Yeah, no, you're cutting me off between what I'm saying. You can ask the question
Okay,
after I'm done.
what's do you think idealism is? What do you think idealism is in context to the discussion?
In context of discussion, right? Sure.
Yes.
I just some which is beneficial towards the mind of people, cultural things which are
Okay,
just like
something. Okay,
outs.
something. Okay, let me just write this down. Something which is beneficial to society.
No, not to society. Did not say
Okay,
that. I said
beneficial to what?
what's the mind within in the people themselves, subjectively speaking, within cognitive
Beneficial to
within cognitive
the
grounds
people. Subjectively speaking, within cognitive grounds.
towards their emotional state, this and that, and what's more beneficial towards these people, and which can help them on that certain level. And again, I'm gonna say this real quick for better clarification, right? Yes, you are saying about utilitarianism, right? This is my refutation towards what you're saying, real quick. Yes, you provided the main thesis for utilitarianism. I said it's like a utilitaristic stance, right? I didn't necessarily
Utilitarianism,
say,
not
okay,
utilitaristic.
you utilitaristic would just be saying it's representation of that. It's not necessarily the same thing as that. Okay. So, anyways, right? As I was saying, it's like
It's
that.
not a real
It's not
word.
necessarily. Oh my gosh! Shut the fuck up. Anyways, as I was saying, it's representative of what the main idea is, but it's not necessarily the same applicability of how it works towards people, right? Obviously, that would be different in different applications. If I were to say that's the same thing, that would obviously lead me to a contradiction, you dumbass. Anyways, as I was saying, right, back to what I was saying, like the applicability towards the people, right? You're saying about, it's not being ethical towards these people, but as I already defined, which I gave the definition, whether it be colloquial or whatever, and he provided that specific definition and why it would be beneficial, right? It's beneficial towards the people on that cognitive grounds. If you could justify why it wouldn't be beneficial towards these specific
Wait,
people,
I
it's
just need to ask a few questions. So what? Yeah. So okay. So how did they come to the conclusion that whatever you're talking about is beneficial? So like killing these people is beneficial. How did they come to that conclusion?
okay. Since you weren't tracking, okay. Oh
I
my
am
god,
tracking. I just need
this is horrible.
clarification on what you're
Tracking.
saying.
No,
What the
you're not
hell?
tracking, son. You're not tracking,
I am
right?
tracking.
So
I
I
just
said,
told you I need
okay,
clarification.
no, you're not tracking. Like I literally gave this like the first fucking time I opened, like what my argumentation was, my refutation. Oh my gosh, bro. Anyways, what I'm basically saying is that within this type of scenario, right, I gave a counter thing toward what the argumentation was for pro life. What if this society works upon and these people have this sort of belief which is beneficial? And, say for example, like if we were to take away this belief, it just causes them to go and saying this and that, because it inherently goes against, what's necessary for their moral grounding, right? So if that's the case, and their belief is that, you know, killing babies, because they believe that they're fucking the spawn of Satan or whatever fucking reason which permisses them to go against these specific fucking things and believe they have inherently evil things or just like creature which causes the kill. Anyways, like I believe it would be mute, like it would be beneficial for them because obviously it's for the moral grounding. Without that, that would be a contradiction. Therefore, they don't have any moral grounding within that type of scenario. If that's the case, then obviously they would need that to have that moral grounding specific thing within this. And if it is the case, this is the specific thing, we cannot take that away because they'll lead us to a contradiction about that specific thing. You cannot hold that contradiction if it is this way speaking here, right? So what is your argumentation against that? Please and thank you.
I already responded to this like multiple times, but I already told you that if some reason they have this belief that killing the babies is right. And they say that, oh, when I kill the babies, I feel good, and the society flourishes when they kill these babies. That doesn't mean that the action is right because that already assumes consequentialism. What type of consequentialism it already specifically assumes is utilitarianism. So it either assumes utilitarianism or something akin to utilitarianism. So we wouldn't say that an action is right just because it causes flourishing in society or it causes the person to be flourishing or happy. We'd say for an action is right for different reasons. So we might say that, for example, a deontologist view might say that an action is right if and only if the action follows or is not in violation of the categorical imperatives. Or a rule utilitarianist might say that an action is right if and only if the action does not violate the rules of utility presented by rule utilitarianism. And so the thing you just said here already assumes utilitarianism because it already assumes that what the reason why the action would be right or the reason why the action would actually be beneficial is because of the thing that it causes. But that already assumes consequentialism. So what's going to be the justification for either consequentialism or utilitarianism? And it seems like the type of utilitarianism you're holding to, or like the type of utilitarianism you presented in this specific example, would be act utilitarianism. So what would be the justification for act utilitarianism?
Yeah, okay. So as we already went over this, you already defined what utilitarianism would be in application to. I already said that wouldn't be the case with that strict definition. So obviously, if you're gonna say that I'm implying utilitarianism, even though I already clarified that this argumentation doesn't because it's referring to a strict society, utilitarianism agrees with one main fucking thesis, which is based.
Utilitarianism refers to
Okay.
society as well. What
Oh
the hell?
my God! Shut up! Stop cutting me off. Anyways, what I'm
The
saying.
definition literally is utilitarianism. What the hell?
Oh my gosh, man.
No
I'm
distinction.
talking about utility. Okay, so are you talking about utility or utilitarianism? Which you already defined, by the way. Hold on, hold on, like, hold
You,
on.
we, okay.
Before you cut me off, like, are you talking about like utilitarianism as a philosophical concept or utility, which we use to application to help balance this, right? Because you already said that one of the main theses would be application towards a global scale, right? You already implied that. You already said this.
You do
So
understand what global means? Where you do understand what global means? Just
yeah,
want you to
which
know because global and local in philosophy have different definitions than when they use colloquially. So what global means is that we're referring to a society a great amount of people or the greatest amount of people. And so if I'm saying that if you positing a society in which they're doing things and they think that these things are beneficial, then that indicates that they're talking about utility and happiness and flourishing globally because we're talking about the society as a collective. And so that just coincides with what I just said about utility being maximized or happiness being maximized globally.
okay, there. Finally, fuck clarify what global is, anyways. Yeah, finally moved that past. Okay, yeah, I've already like demonstrated the fucking society when you like, yeah, you already said. I already said that that would be more so corresponding towards the emotional status, and I already stated that. And you said it might not be right and more so beneficial. Like this was pretty much implemented before on the truth tracking part. Okay, I've already said it would be more so beneficial towards the people, this and that, blah blah blah. It would be the utility for that, and I already said, by the contradiction shit, this and that, it would be more so have to be taken this way. If you're gonna go against that, that just brings up the fucking
Repeat that
contradiction.
again.
Oh my gosh, I already said because the contradiction thing, I already brought up. Say for an example, like the fucking society holds this, but it's not beneficial, but it's more so beneficial towards the people. That brings up a contradiction within not, and if it's the case,
Because
then
they
it's
think it was beneficial, like under some normative view that they
no, no,
told.
no, no, no,
Because
no, no,
obviously,
no, no.
wait, one sec. Under some normative view that they hold of what, because different normative views are going to define and going to say which things are beneficial differently. So under utilitarian view, somebody might say what's beneficial is what maximizes the amount of happiness and flourishing that society has, and then a different consequentialist view like egoism might say that what's beneficial is what maximizes the happiness and flourishing that a specific individual has. And so different normative views are going to have different ways of defining which things are beneficial for the society or which things are beneficial for the agent and which things aren't beneficial for the agent in society. Obviously, like under a utilitarian view, obviously under a utilitarian view, those things are going to be beneficial. Like what you presented would be beneficial. But I'm asking you, why would we take a utilitarian view in the first place? Why can't we take other opposing views? Like why is utilitarianism the best view that we could hold?
Okay, so oh my gosh. So about your thinking part, no, I said it because the size society holds us, and it's obviously the case. It's more beneficial towards the state of them thinking this, right? So about that truth tracking part, it's thinking about that, right? I'm talking about it is, right? That's two distinct fucking
He
implications.
deafened. He deafened.
Yep. I'm mute this thing or whatever. Anyways, speaking of point I brought up, mainly distinctly. Obviously, I agree with the point about fucking normality. Fucking defining different fucking ways of thinking this and that within that set framework. But of course, I'm talking about it actually being the beneficial state. And I already stated, if something is a moral grounding or needed for the moral grounding, it's going to be the necessity towards those moral groundings, right? If we remove that, then you don't actually have moral grounding, right? That was my fucking analogy in the first place. I'm pretty sure I was ready to bring up the contradiction thing, but you cut me off about the thinking part. Like, I honestly don't care if someone thinks that or holds this. I'm just talking about it's more so being beneficial rather than a society thinking that it is beneficial now.
Oh, I
Seiba,
was gone.
No, it's
Seiba,
right.
Seiba.
Excuse
Seiba. You don't have autism. He was not listening to you this whole entire time. I don't know why you
me.
wanted to schizo babble.
Anyways, uh, speaking about the point which I have, already fucking. Would you like just to go to conclusions? Because oh my gosh, Rizhan,
Hello.
would you like to go to conclusions?
Yeah, we can conclude on this point, but I don't see how that would be helpful because we just didn't get to like bottom of the whole deprivation of account thing. I don't even think like you really attack the deprivation of account thing.
Here's what it is.
It
If you
the whole
if,
society example just doesn't the whole society example just doesn't matter to me because again, like a society say that these things are beneficial and then they can define
already, yeah, sure, you can think that. Yeah, I'll just say I'll just say the recording. Yeah.
I don't know why I was muted.
Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol, we'll be there on the double.